welcome back to our YouTube channel. So if this is your first time coming across this our YouTube channel and coming across this my training video, click that subscribe button now, hit that subscribe button now and turn on post notification. So anytime I drop new educational video like this, you are going to be the first person that YouTube is going to notify that I've dropped an educational video like this. So thank you. And at the end of this training video, if you have any question that you want to ask, you can simply ask in the comment section. And if you actually understood everything that I'm about to teach here, you can let me know in the comment section as well, and I'll be glad if you like and share to your friend as well for other people to learn. You understand? So today I'm going to be showing you how to trade trend line like a pro. Like I want to take you back to the origin of technical analysis, which is the normal price action that everybody know, the retail concept, the support and resistance, trend line touches, breakout and retest, right? And that's the same concept that I see straight today, though I added SMC strategy to it, but my main target whenever I open a chart is to look at the retail traps and the SMC traps, so I'll know when I want to take decision. You get my decision I want to take in the market. So it's very, very easy if you can spot the traps in the market, being it the rated traps, being it the SMC traps. You get, if you can spot them in the chart, you'll be able to you have a high win rate. You get, so and that's what I teach my students, and that's what I even I'm about to show you here, which is one concept in the retail concept, which is the trend line uh strategy. You get, so how do you trade trend line strategies? You all understand the concept of an uptrend when you have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, right? This is what we call an uptrend. And this is the normal basic thing that you understand, right? That okay, when price is touching a trend line, when price is respecting a straight line, or let's say a diagonal line, when price is respecting, what I mean by that is price move from here to this particular place, it come back and touches this line again, it goes up, come back. This, so far as this trend line did not move, it did not move it up and down, price will keep coming down to that particular line. Price will keep coming to touch it and bouncing to the upside. Touch it, bounce to the upside. So if you have something like this, what you should be anticipating for price to come to that trend line, right, and push to the upside. So, but that is not what I want to teach today. So the way you can trade the trend line is if you can spot the traps on the trend line, which is there's something called liquidity when you are trading but when you're analyzing technical analysis, there's what we call liquidity, and liquidity is what we call money. There wherever money gathers, that is where all these big institutional traders actually go and pick their trade from. So if you are having a trend line like this, you have the first touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch, fifth touch here. And what you should be expecting is price to come back to these touches and push to the upside, right? But that is not the case that I want you to study. This is the case that I want you to study, that when you have a break, so this is what we call trend line breakout, right? When you have a break, that is where this is the part of trend line strategy that I want you to focus on. When you have a break of trend line, what you should be expecting is what? Price to retest that trend line. Now, when price is retesting that trend line, let me draw it again. What you should be expecting is price to retest that trend line. So when price is retesting that trend line, there are two scenarios that you need to pay attention to. That is why you need to be my student, right? And there are two ways you can be my student. You can actually be in my inner circle group, or you can be in my forex mastery program. There are two ways you can pick a trend line big when you combine the retail concept with the smart money concept. You understand? That is what I trade, right? There are two ways you can pick that retest. Number one is you have to pick a retest from a breaker block. Like price need to take out that breaker block as well. When price is breaking out, you need to pay attention to it. That's let me say it's one of the rule. After price has been Number one rule is after price has been touching the trend line, right? You need to pay attention to a zone that market is going to break out. And now that zone that market need to break out should be a what? A valid order block that price is gonna take out. As you can see here, so price supposed to come here, respect this trend line and mitigate this order block, right? According to SMC, and push to the upside, right? But now you are a pro trend line trader, you expect price to break out When price break out this trend line, I'm still coming back to where you should be targeting. When price break out this trend line, it also what? It also invalidates a what? An order block. Yeah, is it a must invalidate another block? Yes. And is it part of the thing that you need to watch out for? Yes, right? But in the case when you have a breakout, right? A breakout that doesn't break an order block, you should be expecting a retracement. Price will do something like after a trend line break, price will do something like this. Probably move to the upside, give you upside movement, and you need to pay attention to that what? There is a supply resting here. I don't know, maybe you are getting what I'm trying to say. For every, let me say this is a push to the upside now. There is always a suspending supply here, a supply that is not valid. Right? Let me put it that way. There is usually a supply zone that is not valid because when price is moving down like this, price don't just push down, it creates some mini structure as well. All right, it creates some mini structure as well, which price later take out, and it turns to a supply zone that price supposed to respect and push up, right? That is not where I'm going. Now, as I said, there is a mini supply zone that is going to be resting here when price break a trend line. Make sure that the trend line you are trading is a valid trend line. It touches all the zone. I'm still going to be showing you on the chart how it looks like and what you need to pay attention to. But listen to this explanation first before you move to the chart. So now you should be expecting price to come back and trade into that supply zone and come back and break this. That is going to validate your what? You need to be very, very patient when you are trading. That is going to validate your what? Your trend line break. Don't forget, we have the first break, but it doesn't break the what? The demand zone. So we are not yet verified that price is ready to switch trend. When we have a trend line break, it actually means that price is ready to switch from the trend that is moving before to the opposite trend. And this is an uptrend. So when we have a break of this trend line, it means that price is ready to switch to the opposite trend, which is a downtrend. So in a case when you see that price did not break an order block, right, you should be expecting price push to the supply zone, to the suspending supply zone here, to the high that you have here. Price will move there, and it's going to create what we call a what? A double top. A double top, which will eventually like come and break out this zone now. It will now come and take out this zone. So basically, we have a trend line break, retest, and price give up market structure shift. And combining these two ways now, the smart way you can trade a trend line like a professional way of trading a trend line. That is what I'm trying to explain here. So that means you are combining the normal trend line concept, which is the retail concept, with the smart money concept, which is a very, very good approach. And it has been giving me a very, very good win rate when I've been trading with this my concept. I combine the retail concept and SMC together, and I would say 70% win rate on all my trade, right? So let's continue. When you have a valid break, you should be expecting price. When you have a valid break or structure now, there's gonna be a what? A zone at which you're gonna be selling from here. So this is where you have to wait for price to come. And what? And you take your sell to the downside. I don't know if you are getting what I'm trying to see here. When you have a break, this is the first scenario. When you have a break of trend line, but it doesn't break the demand zone yet. So that means this demand zone might still want to be respected. So price will just target and push to the upside. Now, the reason why we did not see this breakout here, let's just say this break or structure here, is because of this trend line. This trend line, and have it at the back of your mind that when you are drawing a trend line, time frame matters a lot. Time frame matters a lot. You have your analysis time frame, you have your trend time frame, right? So I'm saying it, and what I'm saying in essence here is that on your trend time frame, the time frame that you check your market trend, that is where you should be expecting to draw your trend line from, right? And in some cases, you are going to see when I'm analyzing the chart, when I'm showing you on the chart, when you can use it on your analysis time frame as well, and how you can make use of them. So let's proceed. So now we have this as the first scenario, and the second scenario is when price is giving you an uptrend, right? We have an higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and we have higher lows, we have higher highs, right? Now we have this trend line. We have market giving us this trend line, which price is touching every what? Every every swing low that price is coming to is touching this trend line. So now when we now want to like trade this breakout, we see something like this when price break out. So that means it's actually break out this demand zone as well. So this is now gonna turn to a what? A supply zone. Now I want you to pay attention to this particular uh zone, like this particular stage. When price break out a supply zone, automatically you know when a demand zone, sorry, when a demand zone fail, it turn to supply. More like uh when another block failed, it turn to a what? A breaker block. So when we have a trend line break with a what? Another block break, it turns to what we call a what? A breaker block. Now, this is the first mitigation, right? You need to pay attention. This is the first mitigation. When you have a breaker block, the price is going to expect a little bit. And now, many of you will now be like, when price is selling, you have already marked your order block. All this explanation that I'm explaining here is actually from my experience, the experience I had when I am analyzing the market, when I'm back testing and when I'm forward testing, right? So when you have a scenario like the price will sell a little bit, then price will now push up to go and respect the main supply that is still there. And what price will now continue to sell to the downside. I don't know, maybe you're getting what I'm trying to explain here. So what I mean by that is that don't get carried away when you have a trend line break, right? And a what another block failed that turn to support. When you are targeting, when you want to trade a breaker block, I'm still gonna show you the main trend line breakout and retest, and now you can target, and now you can what your target, your entry and your exit. The one I will advise you use. I'm just using this as examples. So this one is when what another block fail, it turns to breaker block. The best thing is there is no full uh trend line retest. There's no full trend line retest yet, but price is still gonna respect the breaker block, which I will advise that you should not get carried away and not start targeting the low, right? Targeting high. That is when most people will say that okay, price has already moved 50% in profit, and before you know, reverse on them, it's their SL, go back and mitigate the above supply and sell. Later go in their direction. This is what happened in most cases. So if you are using a breaker block, right, target the low at which the breakout occur. So this is the breakout now, and this is the low at which the breakout occur. Any RR it gives you based on your SL placement and your entry, you should be satisfied with that. The major move is actually going to come from here, from the suspending supply zone. That is the place at which I love placing my picking my entry from, right? That is a place I love picking my. So the only differences you see between this first one and the second one is this first one, price did not break the other block. Price did not break the other block. You now go ahead and pick us in. Start picking us in, give us a valid market structure shift, and then go back and pick us and sell to the downside. The second one is price break the breaker block, the other block, turn to breaker block, give us little profit in the breaker block, and go back and mitigate the main supply zone. So now let me now show you what I trade and how I trade Trendline in a professional way. So now I'm going to do an uptrend, and I'm going to do for a downtrend as well. So when I have an uptrend like this, right? I have an uptrend like this. This is uh the main this is the main explanation, the main strategy that I want to teach you in this video. Now, when you have a trend line like this, you all know that what validates a trend line is actually when price do two touches. According to those, for those people who have my trading ebook, you understand the fact that I break this step by step down how you can identify a trend, right? When market is giving you a trend, and how you can know that okay, is this trend line valid or not? I break it step by step there. So for those who don't have that trading ebook, you can still be like send me a DM, reach out to me on how you can get that trading ebook, and I'll show you the way. And also, you're gonna get access to my inner circle group once you get that trading ebook, right? So you can send me a DM to get that. So I break it down step by step what you need to see before you can know that, okay, this trend is what is valid. This trend line is what is valid. So we have the touches right about here. And now, when you want to trade, the strategy that I want to go and practice is what I want to teach you now. So you have a break. Just know that when you have a break of trend line, price will come back to that trend line and what? Push to the upside. Now, this is the pattern that I want you to go and study. This is for an uptrend change to downtrend now, right? Now, this is what you need to know. When price is been respecting a trend, right? When price is been respecting a trend, most of the time, you have to like extend this, and this is where mostly of the time price always come and mitigates. Like you are gonna see a valid pullback around this region after a break, and price is going to take out this. So I'm going to use this as an example, and I'm going to bring beside it a downtrend. Let me bring beside it the downtrend market before I proceed. When you have markets giving you a downtrend like this, right? Price giving you a downtrend like this, so it's been respecting the trend line. Price has been respecting the trend line from the beginning. Price has been respecting the trend line from the what? From the beginning here. So, right, so now the next thing you expect is price to give you a break of that trend line. So this is a downtrend, and once you see a break of trend line and retest, that means price is ready to switch to the upside. So now let's proceed. This is for an uptrend that switched to downtrend, and this is for a downtrend that switched to uptrend. So now let's start from this one, this uptrend that switched to downtrend. So when you have a trend line, right? When you have a break, have it at the back of your mind that you don't need to delete this line again. You don't need to delete this line once it go invalidated. Like the moment price take it out, you don't need to delete this line. Leave the line there as it is and wait for price to come back on that line to touch that trend line. As I explained in my trading ebook that, okay, what are those things that you need to see when price reach your trend line, which is entry confirmations, like when you have maybe it's weak rejection that you are using for your own confirmation, maybe this candlestick pattern confirmation that you see. I explained the one that I make use of in that trading ebook, which is the candlestick confirmation entry, right? So if you want to learn about that one, but probably I might do another video on my entry confirmation and how I spot them on my POI, right? On my valid POI. I'm going to talk about the valid POI and the POI that is not valid probably in the next video. That is why if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, click on that subscription button now. Hit that subscribe button. Click turn on the bell notification. So anytime I drop an educational content like this, YouTube is gonna notify you first. So let's proceed. So when price comes to your trend line, you see your confirmation, and once you see your confirmation, you hit that sell button and you go to the downside. Now, I've explained that when price has been touching the trend line, right, it break, you need to wait. You don't need to delete the line. You need to wait for price to come back to that line again. So all this explanation that I did about breaker block, supply zone, take that one as advanced way, but in a what? In a simple way, I love explaining and I love analyzing the chart in a very, very simple way. I don't complicate things. I don't speak grammars. I don't edit my chart. I don't design my chart, right? I love it in a simple way. So in a very, very simple way, once you mark your line, you draw your line. Once price take out the line, wait for price to come back, for market to come back to that line again. Once you saw your confirmation that I have aforementioned on that line, you sell to the downside. So there's nothing like big grammars here. So all you have to do is wait for price to come to that line and you sell. And now let's talk about targeting now. All right, let's talk about targeting now. What you have to do is when you are drawing a trend line from where the trend line started to where the trend line break, that is where your target is gonna be. So probably this is the first zone. This is the first swing. I'll talk about swing high and swing low. All these low you are seeing here, they are our targeted points, right? They are our targeted points for this downtrend now. They are our targeted points. Price breakout here. The moment price breakout here, it has take out this line. It has taken out this target, right? This zone has been taken out. So our next target, when we are targeting after price did a retest, here, let me pick this thing. Where is it? After price did a retest here, our next target is gonna be here, this low. So once price did give you confirmation here, pick your position tools. If you want to sell from that zone, you sell and you target the next zone. You might even target the first one, which price has been taken out if you don't want to be greedy, right? Once you target this, price is still going to give you another confirmation to target this zone. You're going to give another confirmation to target this zone again, and you target the final destination. And now, this is what I want you to pay attention to. So don't say because this is also a demand zone now, this one might just be um an inducement to this place, because this one is still going to be respected. If this one fail again, this might be, you understand what kind of scenario trying to buy when price has already switched trend. It happened to me one time when I was trading Euro USD, and I quickly spot it on good last week also, which I'm going to be showing you on the chart after this explanation. It happened to me one time on Euro USD. Euro USD has switched trend, right? Has switched trend. That time I was trading only SMC. I have the idea of retail concepts, right? I have the idea of retail concepts, but I didn't had it together with SMC. I'm telling you the reason why I combine the two strategies together and make it one in a very, very realistic way. That is the reason. I was trading SMC. And SMC, you're going to be seeing other block. Now, this is another block. This is another block. And this is also what? This is also another block. This is also another block. My own idea is that when this one fail, this other block supposed to be the one that we hold now. If this one fail, this other block should be the one that we hold now. If this one fail, this one should be the other block that hold now. Fine, that is for SMC, and it is very, very correct. But when you now look at it in another angle, which is the retail concept angle, that price has you draw your trend line, price has break out your trend line, price has returned the trend line. See, your next stopping point is going to be at least 50% or more of the trend line movement. Now, how do you calculate a 50% is from where the price, when the trend started to where it lasted. So price will move to at least 50% or even lower before you can even think of before price can even think of doing another thing. I will always, for my own scenario, I think 60% of the time, price always take out all the what? All the lows. We are in an uptrend here. After price break out a trend line, retest it, price will take out all this low you are seeing here, all this low, this one, this other one as well, this other one, and this other one. 70% of the time, price is going to take them out. So you got to be looking at opportunity to sell instead of you looking at this side and be looking for other block to buy, and you keep eating SL. That is what usually happen most of the time. And if you flip your chart into the sell scenario, you look at it, when price give you a breakout, this is for a sell that switch to buy now, right? When price break out your trend line, your overall target should be where the trend started. That is where price is going to take out all those lows, all those highs, price is going to take them out. So all you have to do is when you see a breakout of a trend line, you don't need to delete the trend line, number one, right? You don't need to delete it. Number two, you have to wait for price to come back to that line. When price come back to that line, that's number two. Number three, you now wait for your confirmations. You depend on the confirmations, right? I told you I have my own confirmation, which is candlestick entry confirmations, which I also explain in my trading ebook. If you don't have that book, go and get it. So once I see my confirmation, which is the third thing, the next thing is I'm targeting the what? I'm targeting all the highs. First thing is that if I don't want to be greedy, I target the first high. If the first high is it, that's my TP1. This is going to be my TP2, TP3, TP4, TP5. So I have already foreseen this, that okay, price is going to take out all these highs, right? All these zones. And those people who want to keep buying from here, want to keep selling from here, I'm going to use them as my own words, as my own stop loss. Price is going to be eating their own stop loss while I'm eating my own take profit. I hope you understand this concept clearly. Now let's go to the chart. Enough of talk here. Let's go to the chart. I've taken my time to use like to draw out most of this thing that played out on gold. This is on gold, right? XAUSD. Now, I said price is very, very factile. Whatever that happen on whatever pattern you see on a 4 hour time frame, you are going to see it on 5 minutes time frame. You're going to see it on 15 minutes time frame. You're going to see it on 1 hour time frame. But they have high chances of playing out than the other. When you are picking a trade from a hourly time frame, you have confidence on picking that trade. But when you are picking trades on a lower time frame, 5 minutes, you just know that, okay, this is just some kind of trade that might actually liquidate, like it might liquidate me. I might get stopped out most of the time, but price is still fractal. Your pattern, your strategy you are trading, you're still going to be seeing it from there. So let's start from this one. Before I start going back, I took my time to uh this is just what I just draw out based on this uh video, like based on the explanation I want to do in this video. That's why I dropped them out, and it actually played out in real life. So this is it. So you are seeing here, we have trend line touches, price push up, right? Creating this trend. And what happened? Price came back, take out the what? The trend line, and price come back to that zone and what? Sell. See, look at where price stopped. Look at it here. Price reached here before it stopped. Let me use line to explain. So you see, this is the line that price used to like stopped. Price reached here before it stopped. Look at it. Look at it. Price has been moving. If I use line chart, price has been moving to the upside, like moving to the upside. Price break a trend line, retest that trend line, right? That trend line that it came to retest is a what? A supply zone that's been resting here. I will believe you see this supply zone has been resting here. Price came back, breakout, retest of trend line, and price sweep down. Price did not do full percent, but it did target the first zone. That's why I said, if I'm not gonna be greedy, this is what I always do. I will target all the lows. As for me, first low, I will target the first low. Once the first low hits, that's my tip. And market will still give me another re-entry to target this second low. Market will still give me another re-entry to target this third low. This strategy works in every market. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be showing you another chart example on this in the synthetic market as well. So this is after this one, this is another example here. Look at this. Price has been coming down from here. This is a sell market now. Price has been coming down from here. Price did here. Now, before you know, price break out that trend line, come back and retest it. This demand zone, and price push up. This is the first zone that price target. Look at it. Price target it. As for me, I already stopped at 4 RR here. This is the 4 RR setup that I stopped here. If I extend it to the zone at which the price is, you see that it hits full TP 6 RR, full TP 6 RR, right? But I start at 4 RR here. This particular back test is also 4 RR. So look at how it played out. Price has been respecting the trend line. The moment we saw a breakout, we saw a retest. We saw price retesting that zone and price pushing to the upside. Again, that is it. And that's what price is still trying to do here. This one I actually did here is some kind of error stuff. So price has take out this first zone. Look at the price create another opportunity to buy from here again. Like I always say, once it targets match, even from this retracement, this wants to give us that trend line breakout and target retest. Price give us another re-entry here. Might still continue to push to the upside. After this target has been met, the second target is gonna be where the trend started. Where does the trend started? Here. And that is where price is really doing here. Price is trying to push to the upside. Let's check another examples of uh trend line breakout and retest. Look at it here. You can spot it anywhere. So far, you can figure out that this trend is valid. This trend line touch is valid. We have a first touch here. We have second touch here. Price push up. Before you know, price breakout. Come back and retest it. Right? Retest. There is a supply here. Price retest it and sell to the downside. Look at this one. It sell. First target was here. Right? First target was here. First target is for our TP it. Price give another re-entry. Price give another entry on this one and sell again to the downside for RR. And look at it. Price later take out all the low. Look at it. It take out all the low. That is the concept of trend line breakout and retest. Look at this one as well. Look at this one as well. Another one here. Price has been respecting this trend line for a very long period of time, right? Price now breakout retest. Now, this is the retest that I explained that it's going to retest a breaker block first, but that breaker block is not going to be long. Like price will give you a little profit and then push up and mitigate the main supply zone before itself, right? These things, if you practice them on chart, you are going to see them played out a lot. Look at this one. It respects this breaker block. And you might be thinking, is a what? A breakout. Yeah, it's a retest. Yes, it is a retest, but the retest is not fully. At least you should be seeing price pushing up and touch that upper trend line after the break. The first one is here, and like I said, you should be targeting the low, which it did here, and now price later go up and what? Sell to the downside. That is an example of another one here. You see, you are going to see them played out a lot on chart. Look at this one as well. Look at this one as well. Price push up, give a retest, push up, give a touch, right? Trend line touch, push up, give a trend line touch, push up, then breakout. You see this breakout and retest here. This mini breakout and retest. Look at how price did. And when price is breaking out, I don't consider a week as a breakout. In fact, if price give me this kind of week like this now, you are seeing here, this week and price later close above this trend line, it is not a breakout. It is still trend line touch. So when you have a breakout is when you have a full body candle close below that trend line. That is a breakout. And then you should be, the next thing you should be looking at is a retest. Price might push downward before you do a retest, or the moment you saw a break, you just give it a retest instantly and sell like this one. When we have a break, it give us a retest instantly and what? Sold to the downside. That's how it works. That's how it works. Let's keep looking at another examples. Let's keep looking at more examples. Look at this one as well. Look at this one as well. Price give us this. Price has been touching this trend line second time, third time, and before you know, price breakout, retest, and sell to the downside, right? And sell. You still see that I still mark this demand zone, this supply zone here, upper here. That price, I expect price to come back to, but immediately we saw a full body close. Look at it. Immediately we spot a full body close below this price instantly do a retest and sell to the downside. But I did not place entry on this one because it's still part of the thing you're gonna be seeing on the chart number one. But number two is just like because I did not see that if I want to see a retest, I always wish after a breakout, I always wish my retest should be upper, at least very close to the high that break the structure, like that break the trend line. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Before I place my own, that is why I missed on this. You see that I've already marked it out before, but price did not come back there. Those are the things you are going to be seeing on the chart. But if you master this strategy, trust me, you are going to see massive results, massive results. Look at what happened here as well on gold. Now, this is why I said last week that I spotted on gold, right? This is it. We are still on XAUSD. We have price respecting this trend line, and before you know, price breakout. And this one give me a valid pullback and what? Sell massively. When I say sell massively, what did I tell you that price is gonna take out all the lows. Now, that is when a lot of buyers want to step in. Last week, if you are a good trader, you notice that last week buyer are like buyers in the market, in the gold market, keep getting stopped out because some people want to buy from here. Right? Some people want to buy from here, but the trend line has shown us that is going to what? Is going to sell. See, those people that want to buy from here, they probably get stopped out here before price push up. And even after price push up, the people will still think that price is still gonna buy from that. The price will continue to be buying. But look at what happened. It's just go and do a retest. It is just a retest that price came to do, and it keeps selling to the downside. A lot of people will still want to buy from this particular move. This one you are seeing here. After this big one, there is also a trend line break here as well. There's also a trend line break here. We have a trend line here. Look at it. If you can see it, you can never unseen it. So this is it. Let me use line to explain it. This is a up, touches, another touch here, right? Another touch here. Now price did a breakout and retest and what? Sell, take out all the lows. That is when you have a trend line break, just know that price is going to be taking out all the lows if it's an uptrend. If the downtrend, prices will keep taking out all the highs. Like let me draw this thing out for you to understand. When you have price doing something like this, probably doing something like this. So for you to like understand the pattern that you are trading, price doing something like this, right? So this is a trend line that price is expecting. So immediately you have a breakout of that trend line. Always know that price is gonna retest that trend line. You don't need to delete that trend line. Price is gonna retest that trend line. And all this low you are seeing here, price is gonna take them out. Your overall target should be here. You cannot set your TP1, TP2, TP3, right? But overall target is going to be what? To be here. So wherever price do something like that, just know that wherever price break a trend line, just know that you're gonna take out every damn swings that is actually there. So you can set your analysis like this, your setup like this, and what? Boom. So if it is in a downtrend, when you have something like this, price is respecting this particular trend to the downside, right? Price is respecting this to the downside. And before you know, price is doing something like this, right? And before you know, price just break out, retest that trend line. It's gonna take out all the highs. I don't know if you are getting me. It's gonna take out all these highs you are seeing here. Price is gonna take them out. So this is what you should be expecting after a retest of that trend line. Should be expecting price to come here and target them. That is exactly what you should be expecting on what? On trend line. That is a professional way of trading trend line. How to train trend line in like a pro. This is how to train trend line like a pro. Like if you master this strategy very, very well, if you master this strategy very, very well, you are going to see massive improvements. You are going to see massive improvements. So if at this point you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you see that I've given you so much values, right? So click that subscription button now and hit the bell notification so you get notified whenever I drop some educational content like this. So let's go to the synthetic market because I promise to show you that this particular strategy works in every market, right? Let me show, I'm going to show you one chart on the in the synthetic market, which I also trade, right? I also trade synthetic. So for those people who trade synthetic, they will know that this also work in the synthetic, not only in the what in the currency market, gold or other Euro GPY or Euro USD. So this is the synthetic market now. This is the synthetic chart. See, as you can see here, you see that this is what I'm expecting on this particular one, volatility 101x. When price has been respecting this trend line, price has been respecting this trend line, right? Now there is a breakout. I'm expecting a retest to that zone of that trend line and sell. That's simple one that I'm expecting here. Nothing complicated. Nothing complicated. That's what I'm expecting here. Nothing complicated. If you even check here, this one, it shows here as well, this trend line here. Look at this one. Look at it here. Very, very clean one. Price touch a trend line here, touch a trend line here, touch a trend line here. Before you know, price break out a trend line, retest, and boom, sell to the downside, right? Look at this one as well. Look at this one as well. Price has been respecting this trend line. Price has been respecting the trend line. First touch, second touch. Before you know, price did a what? A breakout here, breakout, retest, and push to the upside. So if you can master this, you can never unsee it. That's just the fact. If you can master it, you can never unsee it. See, look at this one. Price has already done more than 50%. That's what I always said. Price will do at least 50% of that move or even more. 70% of the time, price did more than 50% drop. Look at it. After this a breakout retest, price push to at least 75%, even 75% before you continue the major move to the upside. So if you can master this, it's going to help you a lot. Let me go to jump 100. I think I have a very, very clean one on 4 hour time frame that I'm currently on this particular trade as well. Look at this one. Look at this one. Let me sweep back to 4 hour time frame. I have a specific target that I'm expecting. Look at it. Look at this one. This is a trend line. Price has been pushing here, push up, right? Push down. Price has been respecting that trend line, right? And before you know, price breakout, retest, do the first target, do the second target. I'm expecting the third target right now. Let me zoom it for you to see. See a full body close above, price retest and starts tanking to the upside. I personally I took this particular trade and I even share it with you guys. I think I share it with those of you people in my community group. I share with you guys even before this first target actually met. I share this one here. I share it I think on 15-minute entry. Let me go back there. 15 minutes was the entry. All right, look at it. I shared it with you guys. I remember clearly that I shared it with you guys. And look at the price, did a breakout retest, did a good retest here, push to the upside, did the first target, right? The first target match. And look at it, price give another opportunity. In price come back and give us another opportunity to go and smash the second target. This one gave me 3 RR, this one gave me 2 RR, right? And that's how it is. If you can master this strategy, let me go back to that good pattern. That's pattern I'm show you. You're able to like master it. You can check it very, very well. If you can master this strategy, you are going to have a very, very long way. This is it for a sell scenario. A buy that change to sell, a sell that change to buy. If you can master it very, very well with your confirmations, right? I know most of you have your own confirmation. When price reach your POI, that is when your own confirmation will come. And what is that POI? Retest of trend line. Retest of trend line. So when price reach your retest of trend line, the next thing is you use your own confirmation. If you are not a confirmation trader, you want to enter aggressively. The moment price reach your POI, when price reach your trend line, you can do market execution, set your SL, do your SL placement, and do your TP targeting. You get so that's gonna be the end for this training, which is how to trade trend line like a pro. So if you have further question, you can simply ask. But what I'll be explaining here in this training video, you don't understand, you can simply ask in the comment section. And if you get this particular explanation correctly, also give me your valid opinion, like your review in the comment section. That's gonna encourage me as well for me to put like do more videos, do more educational videos like this to help you guys. So yeah, it's gonna be the end. If you are yet to subscribe to the YouTube channel, you can click that subscription button now, and don't forget to click on that like button now. Click on it now. Click on that like button now. Yeah, thank you for clicking on it. So yeah, see you in my next video.